30. And now we are going to sing some glorifications and prayers to Lord Sri Ram. This is Ramayan, written by Lakshmanacharya. And it is very special because and Ramayan, I request Prabhu to display when we start singing. He will have the script over there, so if devotees like, they can follow. So Ramayan is very special. There are 108 names of Lord Ram, and not only that, it also describes complete Ramayan in a condensed form and in a chronological order. So starting with Balakanda and all the way till Uttarakanda. So each Kanda has a few shlokas that we will sing one after another. Shuddha Brahma Paratpara Rama Kalatmaka Parameshwara Rama Shishatalpa Sukha Nidrita Rama Brahma Adyamara Prarthita Rama Chanda Kirana Kula Mandana Rama Shrimad Dasharatha Nandana Rama Kaushalya Sukhavardhana Rama Vishwamitra Priyadhana Rama Ghoratataka Ghataka Rama Marichadini Pataka Rama Kaushika Makha Samrakshaka Rama Srimadahalyodharaka Rama Gautama Muni Sampujita Rama Suramuni Varagana Samstuta Rama Navika Dhavita Mrudupada Rama Mithilapura Janamohaka Rama Videha Manasa Ranjaka Rama Tryambakarmuka Bhanjana Rama Sitarpita Varamalika Rama Krutavaivahika Kautuka Rama Bhargavadarpa Vinashaka Rama Srimadayodhya Palaka Rama 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 Jaya Raja Rama 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 Jaya Sita Rama 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 Jaya Raja Rama 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 Jaya Sita Rama Aganita Gunagan Bhushita Rama Avanitanaya Kamita Rama Raka Chandra Samanana Rama Pitruvakya Shrita Kanana Rama Priya Guha Vinivedita Pada Rama Tachalita Nija Mrudu Pada Rama Bharadvaja Mukha Nandaka Rama Chitrakutadri Niketana Rama Dasharatha Santat Chintita Rama Kaikeyi Tanayarthita Rama Virachita Nija Pitru Karmaka Rama Bharatarpita Nija Paduka Rama 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 Jaya Raja Rama 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 Jaya Sita Rama 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 Jaya Raja Rama 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 Jaya Sita Rama Dandakavana Janapavana Rama Dushta Viradha Vinashana Rama शरभङ्गसुतीक्ष्णार्चित राम अगस्त्य अनुग्रहवर्धित राम ग्रधादीपसंसेवित राम पञ्चवटीतटसुस्थित राम शूर्पणखार्तिविधायक राम खरदूषणमुख सूदक राम सीताप्रिय हरि अनुग राम मारिचार्ति कृदाशुग राम विनिष्ट सीतान्वेषक राम ग्रधादीपगतिदायक राम शबरीदत्त पलाशन राम कबन्धबाहु छेदन राम 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 जय राजा राम 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 जय सीता राम 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 जय राजा राम 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 जय सीता राम हनुमत सेवित निज पद राम नत सुग्रीव अभीषद राम गर्वित वाली संहारक राम वानर दूत प्रेषक राम हितकर लक्ष्मण संयुत राम हितकर लक्ष्मण संयुत राम 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 जय राजा राम 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 जय सीता राम 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 जय सीता राम कपिवर संतत संस्मृत राम तद्गति विघ्नधंसक राम सीता प्राणाधारक राम दुष्ट दशानन दूषित राम शिष्ट हनुमत भूषित राम सीता वेदित ककवन राम कृतचूडामणि दर्शन राम कपिवर वचना श्वासित राम 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 जय राजा राम 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 जय सीता राम 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 जय राजा राम 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 जय सीता राम रावण निधना प्रस्थित राम वानर सैन्य समावृत राम शोषित शिरदिशार्थित राम विभीषणाभयदायक राम पर्वत सेतु निबंधक राम कुंभकर्ण शिरच्छेदक राम राक्षस संघ विमर्दक राम अहिमहि रावण चारण राम संवृत दशमुख रावण राम विधिभव मुख सुर संस्तुत राम हस्तित दशरथ वीक्षित राम सीता दर्शन मोदित राम अभिषिक्त विभीषण नत राम पुष्पक यानारोहण राम भरद्वाजाभिनिवेशन राम भरत प्राण प्रियकर राम साकेतपुरीभूषण राम सकल स्वीया समानत राम रत्नलसत्पीठास्थित राम पट्टाभिषेकलंकृत राम पार्थिवकुलसम्मानित राम विभीषणार्पित रंगक राम किशकुलानुग्रहकर राम सकल जीव संरक्षक रक्षक राम समस्त लोकाधारक राम समस्त लोकाधारक राम 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 जय राजा राम 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 जय सीता राम 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 जय सीता राम आगत मुनिगण संस्तुत राम विश्रुत दशकण्ठोद्भव राम सीतालिङ्गन निर्वृत राम नीतिसुरक्षित जनपद राम करालिता लवणासुरवद राम स्वर्गत शम्भुक संस्थित राम स्वतनय कुशलवनन्दित राम अश्वमेध क्रतुदीक्षित राम कालवेदि सुरपद राम अयोध्या का जनमुक्तित राम विधिमुख विबुधांडक राम तेजोमय निज रूपक राम संस्कृति बंध विमोचक राम धर्म स्थापन तत्पर राम भक्तिपरायण मुक्तिद राम सर्वचराचर पालक राम सर्वभवामय वारक राम वैकुण्ठालय संस्थित राम नित्यानन्द पदस्थित राम 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 जय राजा राम 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 जय सीता राम 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 जय राजा राम 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 जय सीता राम 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 जय राजा राम 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 जय सीता राम 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 जय राजा राम 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 जय सीता राम हरे कृष्णा श्री रामचंद्र कृपालु भज मन हरण भव भय दारुणम् रामचंद्र कृपालु भज मन हरण भव भय दारुणम् नवकंजलोचन कंज मुख कर कंजपद कंजारुणं नवकंजलोचन कंजमुख कर कंजपद कंजारुणं श्रीराम श्रीराम कंदर्पगणित अमित छवि नवनील नीरद सुंदरम पटपीतमानहो तडित रुचि शुचि नौमि जनक सूतावरम कंदर्पगणित अमित छवि नवनील नीरद सुंदरम पटपीतमानहो तडित रुचि शुचि नौमि जनक सूतावरम Shri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhajamana Harana Bhava Bhayadarunam Navakanjalochana Kanja Mukhkara Kanja Pada Kanjarunam Shri Ram Shri Ram Bhajudina Bandhu Dinesha Danava Daityavamshani Kandanam Raghunanda Ananda Kanda Kaushala Chanda Dashrath Nandanam Bhajudina Bandhu Dinesha Danava Daityavamshani Kandanam Raghunanda Ananda Kanda Kaushala Chanda Dashrath Nandanam Shri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhajamana Harana Bhava Bhayadarunam Navakanjalochana Kanja Mukhkara Kanja Pada Kanjarunam Shri Ram Shri Ram Zira Mukuta Kundala Tilakacharu Udaru Anga Vibhushanam Ajanu Bhujashara Chapadhar Sangrama Jit Khar Dushanam Sira Mukuta Kundala Tilakacharu Udaru Anga Vibhushanam Ajanu Bhujashara Chapadhar Sangrama Jit Khar Dushanam Shri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhajamana Harana Bhava Bhayadarunam Navakanjalochana Kanja Mukhkara Shri Ram Shri Ram Iti vadati Tulsidas Shankar Shesha Muni Manaranjanam Mama Hridaya Kanjani Vasa Kuru Kamadi Khaladala Ganjanam Vadati Tulsidas Shankar Shesha Muni Manaranjanam Mama Hridaya Kanjani Vasa Kuru Kamadi Khaladala Ganjanam Shri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhajamana Harana Bhava Bhayadarunam Navakanjalochana Kanja Mukhkara Kanja Pada Kanjarunam Shri Ram Shri Ram Shri Ram Shri Ram Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna devotees, we'll just do, we have only 5 minutes remaining. So we'll do a simple Ram Dhun, 4 parts. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram,
Jai
Jai Jai Ram,
Jai Jai Ram,
Shri Ram Jai Ram,
Jai
Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram, जय जय राम जय जय राम
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram
Jai Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram बोलिए
Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai 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 Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, बोलिए Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. बोलिए पतित पावन भगवान श्री रामचंद्र की जय. हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna, a quick announcement. If you have parked your car in the parking lot, please remove from there and park on the Latham Street. We will be setting up some tent for Prasadam and we would like that area to be empty. So if you have your car parked in the parking lot, please park outside. You can park along the Latham Street, or there is a school one block from the Latham Street onwards, towards the south side, and you can park in the parking lot as well. Okay, thank you.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Welcome to the ISKCON of Silicon Valley on a very special occasion. Today is Navami, and I, on behalf of the devotees at ISKCON Silicon Valley, extend you a warm welcome. And if you all can settle down, without making much noise, we can get started. Thank you. So for reference, we can start with verse 5th canto, 19th chapter, and 8th verse, please. Everybody is comfortable? Air is okay? All right. I'll start with Mangalacharan prayers while it's being pulled up. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroh Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajakam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tvam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तु ते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभयश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मत्समो नास्ति पापात्मा न पराधी च कश्चन परिहारेऽपि लज्जा मे किं ब्रुवे पुरुषोत्तमा भूमौ युवतीनां च यथा योनि यूनौ च युवतौ यथा मनोभिरमते तद्वान् मनो मे रमतां त्वयि भूमौ स्खलितपादानां भूमिरेवावलम्बनं त्वयि जातापराधानां त्वामेव शरणं प्रभो दवल्लभे राधे प्रार्थये त्वम् अहं सदा त्वदीयम् इति जानातु गोविन्दो मां त्वया सह राधे वृन्दावनाधीशे करुणामृतवाहिनी कृपया निजपादाब्ज दास्यं मह्यं प्रदीयताम् हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So we can pull up 5th canto, 19th chapter, 8th verse, please. 19th, yes, thank you. We'll do it together, but there is no need to repeat. Suro vapyatava naro naraha sarvatmanaya sukritagnyamuttamam bhajeta ramam manujakritam harim ya uttarananayat koshalam divamiti. Translation. Therefore, whether one is a demigod or a demon, a man or a creature other than man, such as a beast or bird, everyone should worship Lord Ramachandra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who appears on this earth just like a human being. There is no need of great austerities or penances to worship the Lord, for he accepts even a small service offered by his devotee. Thus he is satisfied, and as soon as he is satisfied, the devotee is successful. Indeed, Lord Sri Ramachandra brought all the devotees of Ayodhya back home, back to Godhead, Vaikuntha. And if somebody can pass mic to Kanka Mataji, she can do the purport for us, please. If it's available, it's okay. Otherwise, if not. All right. All right. Thank you. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Purport? Okay, just go to the purport. Thank you. Sorry for giving you the trouble.
Lord Sri Ramachandra is so kind and merciful to his devotees that he is very easily satisfied by a little service rendered by anyone, human or not. This is the special advantage of worshipping Lord Ramachandra. And there is the same advantage in worshipping Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord Krishna and Lord Ramachandra, in the manner of Kshatriyas, sometimes showed their mercy by killing asuras. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu awarded love of God without difficulty, even to the asuras. All the incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but especially Lord Ramachandra, Lord Krishna, and later Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, delivered many of the living entities present before them. Indeed, almost all of them. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is therefore represented in the six-armed form of Sadbhuj Murti, which is a combination of Lord Ramachandra, Lord Krishna, and Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The best purpose of human life can be fulfilled by worshipping the Sadbhuj Murti, the form of the Lord with 6 arms. 2 arms of Ramachandra, 2 arms of Krishna, and 2 arms of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. So happy to see you all, and I'm glad to be back amongst all of you. Hare Krishna. So it is mentioned that in the later cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam, especially in the 9th canto, Shukadeva Goswami briefly explains the pastimes of Lord Ramachandra. He says to Parikshit Maharaj, "Oh my dear king, you have heard the pastimes many, many times, so therefore I'll give you in a very succinct manner of what the Lord's pastimes were." And he describes, starting with the birth of the Lord and also about his growing up, and then as we know the story that Vishwamitra comes to Ayodhya to ask the permission of Maharaj Dashrath to take him. And Maharaj Dashrath is initially really scared because Lord Ram at that time was a tender boy of 10 or 11 years old. And Vishwamitra says that I have to fight, or I have to prevent these demons from disrupting and desecrating the sacrifices. And the desecration was pretty horrible and ghastly, which we don't want to mention right now, but it was. And then Dashrath was like scared. He said, "This is my child. This is barely he knows anything of the world, let alone fighting this with these powerful Rakshasas." And then Vashishta Muni somehow or other pacifies Maharaj Dashrath, saying that your child is not an ordinary child, and he can just take care of these demons. And besides, Vishwamitra is very equipped and knowledgeable about different kinds of weapons, so he can impart them to Lord Ram, and so on and so forth. And he goes. And we know the story of how he kills the demons. And they go to Mithila. And what happens in Mithila? There is a bow. Whose bow was that? Lord Shiva's bow. Because Maharaj Janak knew that his child was very special. Mother Sita, she was born of earth. And we were discussing today that they needed to pluck flowers. And the flowers were a little too high. And small girlfriends of Sita said, "Sita, how are we going to reach those flowers? They're too high." And Sita said, "Okay, let me get something to kind of, like a stick kind of thing. People get a stick or a rod, and you go and you just shake the flowers, and then the flowers will fall to the ground." And Sita went and got the bow of Shiva. She just picked up the bow of Shiva, and then flowers fell. Oh my God, she is not an ordinary child. So Dashrath Maharaj decided that whoever breaks the bow of Lord Shiva will be the suitable match for my daughter. And Lord Ram, he went. And there was an introduction, long discussion that happens between Vasishtha and Maharaj Janak, introducing the glories of Lord Ram and his dynasty. And after that, Vasishtha says to Maharaj Janak, it's not even like, oh, he is the great person. Come on, show his bow. He can break it into. No, it was like, Ram wants to just take a look at the bow and see, how the bow is. He's very curious because it's a bow given by Lord Shiva. It must be really, really special. And so the bow was bought. Not many, but just 500 people had to drag the bow. It was so big that 500 people had to drag the cart to bring it. And somehow or other, huffing and puffing, they got it, that huge bow. And Janak, he wants Vasishtha. Many demigods, powerful kings, and everybody in between just came to string this bow, let alone string it. They couldn't even lift it. And they went away embarrassed. And there was a great war. This Ram seems to be like a small boy. Do you think he'll be able to do it? And then Lord Ram, he just effortlessly lifts the bow. And then he breaks it, as Ramayan describes, just like a baby elephant breaking the sugarcane. Just like a huge sound, like mountain just breaking apart. In fact, it is said in the Ramayan that everybody else just fell unconscious after hearing that sound, except for Vasishtha, Janak, Lakshman, and few others. And then Maharaj Dashrath is overjoyed that he found a suitable match for his daughter Sita. And there is a beautiful ceremony, and Dashrath is called from Ayodhya. And, it is mentioned specifically that in Ramayan, Maharaj Janak is overjoyed, and he said, we should have a great marriage, between Ram and Sita. And please go and call Maharaj Dashrath. And the messengers, they said they rushed to Ayodhya. It seems they took 3 days. And then, when Maharaj Dashrath heard this news, he was overjoyed. And he said, okay, let's go to Mithila. Let's take gifts, horses, armies, and everything. It seems they took 4 days. It's natural because the messengers were eager. There's an entourage to come. But there was a beautiful ceremony that happened between the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his eternal consort, Mother Sita. And after the wedding, Maharaj Dashrath and his whole party, along with Sita, started going back to Ayodhya. While they were going back to Ayodhya, this was an auspicious ceremony. What could be more auspicious than Supreme Personality of Godhead marrying his eternal consort and going back to his eternal abode? But there were omens. The birds were screeching in the sky. There were very inauspicious omens that Maharaj Dashrath could feel. And then they could see an auspicious omen where the deer was crossing their path from left to right. Maharaj Dashrath was really confused. He asked Vasishtha, what's going on? In this very auspicious time, why these omens? And I don't understand. And Vasishtha said, Maharaj, do not fear. There seems to be some inauspicious omens, but they are countered by some auspicious omens, so everything will be all right. And as they were discussing like this, the dust blew and the clouds darkened, and Parusharam came. He had killed Kshatriyas 21 times, and he was incarnation of Lord Vishnu. Here he came in a very fierce form, with matted locks of hair, with his formidable axe in his right hand, and a bow and arrow in his left hand. And he And Dashrath Maharaj became really scared. This is the second time this is happening that he could feel that there is a threat to his son. And he was feeling doubly anxious because this was the auspicious time of his marriage. And Parusharam had been known to kill Kshatriyas 21 times. So Dashrath Maharaj became really, really anxious, and he tried to pacify Parusharam, saying that, please, you have given up your vow of killing Kshatriyas, so please be pacified and go back. And Bhagavatam tells that there was a fight between Ram and Parusharam. There was a fight. Now, this is a little head scratching. Is Parusharam an incarnation of Lord Vishnu? Is Ram an incarnation of Lord Vishnu? Why did they fight? This doesn't really, and it is mentioned in Bhagavatam that who was defeated in that fight? Thank you. Parusharam was defeated in that fight. Even more head scratching. Why one Vishnu would defeat another Vishnu? Do we like to know the story? Or should we skip to the next aspect of Ramayan? So Parusharam said to Ram, he was stern, I heard that you broke the bow of Shiva, but here I am carrying the bow of Vishnu, which is 10 million times more powerful than the bow of Shiva. And this bow belongs to Vishnu. If you can, take this bow and this arrow, and you can set the arrow in the bow, then I will believe that you are worthy of my fight. And Lord Ram, he took the bow with no effort. And Parashuram was amazed. Before he gave the bow to Lord Ram, he gave the history. He said the bow given by Shiva was, the bow of Lord Shiva was used in Daksha Yajna. We remember in Bhagavatam, the 4th canto. And then that bow was given, that bow was Shiva's, and Lord Vishnu had his bow. And the demigods wanted to find out who is superior, Lord Shiva or Lord Vishnu. And there was a fight between those two. But in that fight, Shiva couldn't fight. Shiva couldn't get energy to fight because Lord Vishnu had subdued his senses. Rishikesha, he is the controller of all senses. And Shiva was little dejected that he was defeated by Lord Vishnu. But he was internally happy, but externally. And he said, I'll give this bow away. And he gave the bow away to the demigods. And that got, from generation to generation, it came to the hands of Maharaj Janak. And that's how the bow was there in his possession. And Lord Vishnu, he gave his bow to the demigods as a gift, and somehow it came to Parashuram's hands. Okay, quiz question. What was Lord Shiva's bow which was broken by Lord Ram called? Pinak. Thank you. Good points. 100 points. And what was the name of bow of Lord Vishnu? Saranga. Thank you. So when Lord Ram, he took the bow and then put in the arrow and ready, and he pulled the arrow right up to his ear, there was a problem. When I set my arrow in the bow, it has to be released somewhere. And he said to Parashuram, tell me, what should I do now? You are Lord Vishnu. This bow belongs to Lord Vishnu. I take the arrow and I'll try to kill you. You cannot be killed. So this arrow is useless, gone waste. If I retract it back, then the whole world will say that Lord Ram is ineffective with his bow. So what should I do? Then, at that point of time, the Acharyas explain what happens. Long, long ago, there was a demon called Atula. And he got 2 boons. One boon was from Brahma, that he said, you can pervade this whole world. But as soon as Lord Vishnu is defeated, you will be dead. Atula was very happy. Who can defeat Lord Vishnu? Good boon. I like it. The second boon he got was from Lord Shiva, saying that I can enter or I can get moksha by my austerity. He performed severe austerities, and when Lord Shiva asked him the boon, what boon do you want? He said, I want moksha, which means entering into Lord Vishnu. So that Atula was staying in the body of Parashuram. So when Lord Ram had taken his arrow and set it in the bow ready to fire, Parashuram said to Atula, who was in his body, he said, you better come out now. And Atula thought, oh, Parashuram is being defeated. So let me come out of the body of Parashuram, otherwise I'll be killed. If there is a fire in the house, will you stay in the house very nicely? No. The same thing was happening. Atula said, Parashuram is going to be destroyed by Lord Ram, so let me get out. And then he got out. And as soon as he got out, the arrow went and killed Atula. And that's how it is said that Parashuram's austerity were destroyed by Lord Ram, because he had accepted the austerities of Atula and given shelter in his body. By destroying his quote-unquote austerities of going to heaven, he actually killed the demon that was lying in the body of Parashuram. This is the beautiful pastime of why Ram defeated Ram, as in Lord Ramachandra defeated Lord Parashuram. It's actually said that the Supreme Absolute Truth, even though he is one, he divided himself into 2 to show to the world and to show to his devotees about his absolute nature. Because Lord Shiva, or Lord Ramachandra broke the bow of Lord Shiva and then married Sita, yes or yes? Or was it Duryodhana's bow? It is Shiva's bow? Good. Now, any Shiva Tattva or a demigod can break that bow, yes or yes? To show, Parashuram wanted to show to the world that Lord Ramachandra is none other than the Supreme Absolute Truth. So he said, I am Vishnu, I am revealing you to be as Vishnu as well. Because Lord Ram, when we read from the story of, or when we read from the words of Srimad Bhagavatam, he incarnated as a human being exactly like a human being. In fact, it is bewildering on why he suffered so many austerities. Like, really, you needed a bridge to build to go across to Lanka? You say that whoever takes shelter of you will never have to be fearful, yet your own wife was kidnapped by Ravan. So you can see how in his human-like pastimes, the Lord revealed his divinity, but Lord Parashuram revealed that divinity, even though Lord Ramachandra tried to hide it. Lord Parashuram said, this is the bow of Lord Vishnu. Unless you are Vishnu, you can never even take it. But by proving this pastime, we can see how Lord Parashuram showed the absolute divinity of Lord Ram. And then, quote-unquote, he was defeated. Because there was a divine purpose behind Lord Ramachandra's pastimes. Yeah. And in fact, Madhvacharya says in this connection, he writes a beautiful verse. He says, Sacheshtatam chaiva nirashrayasya janasya sattatva vidbodhakaranam vimohakam chanyatamasya kurvan chikrida ekopi narantareyata. He says that to bewilder those who are in the mode of ignorance even more. I mean, if you are an atheistic person, and if you tell about this pastime, you will say, what sort of God is this? He fights among themselves, right? You say, he is God, they are fighting. So what's wrong with me fighting with someone else? Your own gods fight. You clearly have no definition of who God is. To bewilder more and more about the atheistic people, and to show the beauty of Lord Ram to his devotees. The Lord enacts such beautiful pastimes as his Leela, or as his wonderful activities. Any questions, comments? Yes.
I had a question. Because Sita could lift Shiva's bow, does that mean that she's like superior to him? Like, is it meant to indicate that she's superior to him?
No, Sita is the consort of Lord Ram. It is mentioned that the energy and the energetic are non-different. As much as energetic has power, the energy has power, but energetic is always the supreme, to show that pastime. That's one point. If Mother Sita was so powerful, who was this Ravan to capture her? And it's mentioned, if she can lift this bow, she can pick the 10 heads of Ravan just like that. Gone. But to show the fact that Lord Ram is the supreme and he came to kill Ravan, she acted like the helpless personality that she was in Ashoka forest. And that's a whole other pastime that we can get into on, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, I got you. I'll come to you. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also had this beautiful pastime with the Vipra Brahman in South India who was fasting on this account, but we'll come to that some other time. Is that helpful, Gayatri? Okay. Yes. I didn't get your name though. What's your name? Ihank. Okay.
Parshuram is a form of Vishnu, but also Ram is a form of Vishnu. So when Ram shot Parshuram, why didn't he die and him die? Because they're basically the same people.
How can you kill Vishnu?
Nothing.
That's the reason why he didn't die. And there was a pastime where the demon was killed instead.
Thank you.
Thank you. How old are you, Vihank?
7.
Good. Give a hand to Vihank. All right, more questions, comments. We'll have a little bit of kirtan. We'll have the Mahamantra. And then if you think that this is not too boring, then we can delve into another pastime of Lord Ram. Go in deep into one more pastime of Lord Ram on why he did what he did. That is killing of Sugriva. Usually people are a little upset with that pastime of Lord Ram. But we'll get there. All right, we'll have a little bit of kirtan and then we can. If anybody knows how to play mridanga, please. Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Before we start the kirtan, it's mentioned in Ramayan And that's quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita in the Madhya Leela. It is said, Sakrideva prapannoyas tavasmiti cha yachate abhayam sarvada tasmai dadami etad vritam mama. It is, the meaning is, Sakrideva prapannoyas. Just once a person says, my Lord, from today onwards, I am yours. Just once. Sakrideva prapannoyas tavasmiti cha yachate. Somebody who says like this, just from the core of your heart, with no background check required, with no credit checks required, nothing. If you just cry out saying, my Lord, from today onwards I am yours, then Lord Ram says, to that person, in all places, under all circumstances, I will grant fearlessness. And when the words of the Supreme Absolute Truth are in of themselves enough, yes or yes? But when the Lord says, this is my vow, that I will, this is my vrat, then who can actually stop the Lord? That this is my vow, that whoever says that I am yours, I'll give them fearlessness. So on this very auspicious day of Lord Ramachandra's appearance, we cry out from the bottom of heart, O Lord, from today onwards, I am yours. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Louder, please. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva. Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaura Hari Bol. Thank you, Bharat. Hare Krishna. Everybody? Okay. All right. So after the episode of Lord Parushara and his fight with Lord Ram, Maharaj Dashrath was happy with the outcome and they all went to Ayodhya. And where it's mentioned how the Lord enjoyed the company of Mother Sita in Ayodhya. And when it came time to coronate the king, as we know the story of how Lord Ram being the most popular, and Dashrath Maharaj was very happy to crown him the heir prince to the throne. And how we know the story of... who is that? Yeah? Prahlad? Where did Prahlad come from in Ayodhya? Kaikeyi? Mantra? Kaikeyi. Stepmother of Lord Ram. Our stepmother of Lord Ram, influenced by Mantra, her maid, extracted the boons from the king that Lord Ram was supposed to banish to forest for 14 years. And who was supposed to be the king? Vihang? No. Bharat. I'm just pulling your leg, Vihang, don't worry. And Lord Ram, in deference to his father's wishes, he went to the forest, and how Mother Sita was kidnapped. Yes. And Jatayu, we know the episode of Jatayu as well, of how he fought. Because one of the questions people ask is, Jatayu was an old person. First of all, did he make a mistake by going against Ravan, who was so powerful and strong? Right? If you are too old and the opponent is too strong, you know for a certain fact that you are going to lose. But then why did Jatayu go and fight against this powerful warrior Ravan? And more importantly, did he fight for himself? He fought for Lord Ram. Then why didn't Lord Ram protect him? Right? These questions will come about. And the answer to that is that Jatayu's selfless sacrifice, when it happened, and as Ravan chopped off his wings and he fell down on the ground bleeding to death, Lord Ram came by. And he was so impressed with the selfless sacrifice of Jatayu that Jatayu, he died looking at the beautiful face of Lord Ram. What more mercy can you ask for? And not only that, Ramayan mentions that Lord Ram as a son performed the funeral rites of Jatayu. The supreme absolute truth actually doing your funeral ceremony. Think how lucky is Jatayu. So you can see there are so many beautiful lessons that we learn. And we know the story of how Lord Ram and Lakshman, Sita is kidnapped, and Ram and Lakshman, they meet who? Hanuman. Now Hanuman takes them to Sugriva. Sugriva, here is the interesting episode, because one of the questions that comes about is that why did Ram have to shoot Vali? How is he related? Vali related to Sugriva? He's the elder brother. So the history is that Vihang, you have to be little quiet. Vihang, you have to be quiet. Thank you. So, when Lord Ram and Lakshman, they meet Hanuman, Hanuman was a friend of Sugriva. And Lord Ram meets Sugriva, and he says to Sugriva, I will kill Vali. He gives that assurance. And they have a fire sacrifice actually to bond that friendship, to make that friendship official. That Sugriva will help Lord Ram find Sita, and Lord Ram will help Sugriva to kill Vali. And that was a solemn vow that was taken. And Sugriva, he goes and challenges Vali. Now Vali had kidnapped his wife. There's a long story. Should I tell that little bit of long story in a short thing? Yes. So Vali and Sugriva were brothers, and they were fighting against a demon. And Vali went into the cave, and Sugriva was waiting outside. When for a long time Vali didn't come, and he saw that blood was flowing out of the cave, he assumed that the demon had killed Vali. And then to protect himself, he closes the mouth of the cave with a big, huge rock. But Vali had actually killed the demon. And he thought that Sugriva wanted to take over his kingdom and just leave him for dead. And then so there was an enmity, strong enmity that was formed between the brothers, to the extent that Vali actually kidnaps the wife of Sugriva and makes her his own, and he banishes Sugriva. And Vali is very, very strong, and Sugriva is weak. So he beats him up and he exiles him. If ever you come to my kingdom again, I'm going to kill you. And so Sugriva is in exile, and then he meets Lord Ram, and this whole episode happens. Initially, Sugriva, when he meets Lord Ram, because one of the he is acting exactly like human being. And Sugriva refuses that Ram is capable of killing Vali. So he says there is a demon named Dundubi, or I forget the name. I think Dundubi. Vali killed him, and with his 2 hands, he took that body and hurled him, like they do Vihang in javelin in the Olympics. Like he hurled him. It went for 1 yojana or 8 miles, that dead body. He said, he is that strong. I want to see your strength. You are even capable of doing anything like this? So Lord Ram takes the tip of his toe and he kicks the corpse. That goes 100 yojanas flying into Patal Loka and destroys all the demons in the Patal Loka with that body, along with that demon. Sugriva is impressed. Still not convinced. Okay, 1 test over. Now, there are these 7 tal trees or palm trees. They are so strong. Forget uprooting the tree. Vali couldn't even cut one of the leaves of that tree. They are that strong. Can you do anything about it? And Lord Ram takes his bow. And then he goes through that 7 tall trees and they are completely destroyed. It seems again there were 7 demons living in that tall tree. So that's how they got that power. And those are killed. And Sugriva is now convinced, yes, now you are capable of killing Vali. I have that faith in you. And then, Hare Krishna, Balivardhan Prabhu, please. Here. So, with that assurance that, yes, Lord Ram is capable of killing Vali, Sugriva is confident and he goes and challenges Vali. Hey, Vali, come out. I'm ready to fight you. And Vali is furious. This little brother of mine, who's like a mosquito in front of me, I banished him, now he's coming to challenge me. And then he goes. And then Vali and Sugriva, they fight. Left, right, and center, fist fights. Sugriva is bloodied and he runs away from that fight. And Lord Ram says to Sugriva before that I will be standing behind the tree and I will be shooting the arrow and I'll kill your brother Vali. And Sugriva comes back. See my bruises all over my body? See the blood that is flowing? What happened? You said you will kill? I am really scared now. He says, Lord Ram says, I'm sorry, but I couldn't differentiate between you two. You're so alike. They're so similar in features. I couldn't distinguish between you. Therefore, I couldn't kill. Hey, Bhagavan, I have done so much of seva. Tomorrow, if I am dying, Lord doesn't recognize me, then what? He's supposed to be Antaryami, sitting in everyone's heart. He knows everything in all places, in all times, in all circumstances. In a very close range. Just right there. I don't know. What is this? Is this God? First question. Second question. Why behind tree? Why couldn't he? Anyway, we'll come to that story. So Lord Ram says to Sugriva, wear this garland. Take a garland, you wear it, and you fight tomorrow. And the next day, I'll kill you, kill your brother. So as I mentioned earlier, the Paramatma sitting in the heart doesn't know who is who. It's a serious problem. He might mistake me for Balivardhan Prabhu and Balivardhan Prabhu for me tomorrow. So I'll go to, if that is the case, then, it's a serious problem because he's supposed to go back to spiritual world and I, in any case. So the Acharyas explain this was the reason why Lord didn't kill Vali on that day. He said, enmity between brothers has no cause, but it quickly goes away as well. Two brothers fight, but they make up somehow or other. In fact, more often than not, we see that if you take a side of a relationship or a family that's fighting, it's a husband, wife, or brothers, you take one side, you'll be enemy to both the sides. Once they patch up, they will come and beat you up. So Lord Ram thought the enmity between two brothers who are born of same womb, it should go away sooner than later. And if it goes away, then I'll be responsible for destroying that relationship. So I want to make sure what is Sugriva's intention. Is he really wanting his brother dead? His own brother, here we are talking about, dead. So Lord Ram was judging that. There is a second deeper secret to that. Actually, Vali is an Amsha or incarnation of Indra. He had faith in Lord Ram. Had Lord Ram been visible to Vali, because Vali never saw Lord Ram after the arrow was shot. When Vali was visible to Lord Ram, he would have said, forget it, I am not fighting this battle, oh Lord, I am surrendering unto you. If Vali surrenders to Lord Ram cannot kill him, and his words will prove to be false. Because he gave the word to Sugriva that I am going to kill your brother. Then, because you cannot kill a soul who is surrendered unto you, and Vali will actually surrender, knowing that Lord Ram is Lord Vishnu, and there is no way I am going to win. He is my Lord. So that was one reason why Lord Ram said, I am going to not be visible to Vali. The other thing was, Vali would have said, Vali was a great friend of Ravan. Lord, your wife is stolen by that rascal, my friend Ravan. I'll go and talk to him, I'll get your wife back. Okay, Ram's problem is solved. But what did Vali do? He kidnapped his own brother's wife. So isn't that a little odd that you did the same thing and now you're trying to help me? So no thanks. So even that would have kind of been wrong. And the third thing it's mentioned in Ramayan is that because Vali was a monkey, so Lord Ram was a Kshatriya and he could kill. So there were 3 or 4 reasons why it happened, why it happened. So on the next day, Sugriva and Vali, Sugriva put on the garland and they went charged, and then Lord Ram shot his fatal arrow and it hit Vali. And as Vali was laying dead on the floor, Lord Ram came in front of him. And Lord Ram asked him, do you want me to revive you? I have killed you, but I can revive you and I can make you alive. Do you want me to do that? There was, of course, some conversation, some harsh conversation, but later Vali came to his senses. And Lord Ram asked him specifically, do you want me to revive you? Vali said, no. What great good fortune is there than dying in your presence? Again, you can see, Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshosti na priyaha. It was not Lord Ram was taking side and one person was losing, the other person was gaining, because Vali actually died in presence of Lord Ram. And that is such a great boon that happened. In fact, Sugriva lived, but he was chastised. Later we'll come to that story. So, given all these things, Vali said, thank you. And then if Vali said, yes, revive me, then Lord Ram's words would have proven false, because he said, I will kill Vali. And then you said you will kill Vali. You're again reviving him. See, so there were so many reasons on why Lord Ram didn't directly kill Vali face to face. And he was standing behind the tree and he shot that deadly arrow. Questions? Comments? Yes, Balivardhan Prabhu.
Also, I understand that the Bali also got benedictions that whoever he fights, the enemy, he gets half percentage of his strength to him.
Correct. Thank you.
Like half God.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that point. That was another thing. You're true, Balivadan Prabhu. Thank you for bringing that point. Well, how can you become half Vishnu? You are a Jiva Tattva, and Lord Ram said, that is just not possible as well, because you cannot get my full powers or half powers. So that was the reason. Thank you, Balivadan Prabhu. It's a good, excellent point that you brought up. Yes.
Why did Lord Ram say that he could revive it? Because he if he did not do that, then he would have kept his promise, because he said to kill him, so he would not want to revive him.
Yeah, that's why Vali was, you can see the greatness of Vali coming into fore to see how he said, I don't want to be revived.
But did Vali hear that Lord Rama said that he was gonna be killed? Because that's the only reason why he would say not to be alive.
Yes, Natwar Prabhu, and I'm sorry, Prabhu, I didn't get your name.
My name is Prabhat. I recently shifted here.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhat. Welcome.
So, thank you very much, Prabhu. It was like very enlightening class. So, one thing I heard about the same thing which you explained, that why Lord Ram didn't kill Vali on the first day, like I heard recently in a lecture. So that was very striking. I just wanted to add it. So when they first met, when Hanumanji brought them to Sugriva, so Sugriv didn't pay respect to Lakshman that time. He didn't offer seat to Lakshman, but he did to Lord Ram. So when the first time he went, so Lord Ram didn't obviously kill Vali. And then when he came back and then he said, why you didn't kill? So that time he said that I couldn't, both of you are monkey and I couldn't recognize which one is who, like that. And then Acharyas explained that because he had not taken shelter of Guru, so in the eyes of the Lord, every jivas are same. Those who have not taken shelter of the Guru, so they are same. And Gaurang Guru, very funny way, he says that for every jiva, the corporate policy applies, which is Maya Devi. And when some jiva take shelter of Guru, so they became special in the eye of the Lord, and then the family policy applies to them. So then later, Lord Ram said that pay respect to Lakshman, and then he will garland you, and then I will know that who's Vali and who's Sugriv. So when he get garlanded, so that's when he received the mercy of Lakshman, who's Guru Tattva, and then Lord Ram knows who is who.
Very nice. Thank you for bringing that point up. I just wanted to add also why Sugriv not Vali is because Sugriv took shelter of Hanuman, who is Lord's servant. So that's how he got the mercy of Lord Ram. So yes, Natwarji.
Yeah, Prabhu, I had the same question. Why Lord Ram did not protect Sugriva for the first time?
So as I explained, he wanted to make sure that Sugriva wanted his brother dead. The next day he asks him the same question. He feigns ignorance, saying that I could not distinguish between you two, so that's why I did not kill. But internally he wanted to make sure that you really want your brother dead. Because if you want to patch up with your brother after he is gone, then it's too late. Then you'll just live a life of regret, saying that, I could have done that. And more often than not, you will have that regrets. And when your family members, when your father or mother or your brother or anybody who passes away, you have mixed bag of feelings. Maybe you could have done better to improve relationships, or we could have done better to, make up with them when they were alive. And now I don't have that chance to actually, go back and undo certain things that I tried to do. So Ram was wanting to make absolutely sure that, you really, really want to give up the permanently and no regrets. So that's the reason internally why he did. And when Sugriva said, yes, this is what I want, and then Lord Ram said, okay, tomorrow then it'll happen. Is that okay? Okay. Yes, Sudevi Sakhi Mataji. Yes, please pass her a mic.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam, Jai Srila Prabhupada. My question is, Vali died before Lord Ramachandra looking at him, and he was killed by Lord Ramachandra. So anywhere in the scriptures it is given what was his destination, where did he go after that?
I don't know, Mataji. I have to look up and come back to you.
Okay, sure Prabhu. Recently I came to know or heard from a senior devotee that it's only Lord Krishna that if any demons are killed by his hands, they will be delivered and will be going to the spiritual world. Other than him, all other incarnations, even if the demons are killed by the Lord, they won't necessarily go to the spiritual world. So that was a little surprising and shocking for me. So any view which you would have to...
We have statements in Bhagavatam where Lord Bhishmadev says that those who died on the battlefield attain to their Swarup. And there are multiple places like that, but because of the large number of people killed, 3.9 million to be precise, on the Battle of Kurukshetra, it's hard to ascertain the exact destiny. But nevertheless, their benefits were accrued. Whether if they still had desires to go to heavenly planets, that would be fulfilled, but they wouldn't forget the Lord. By miraculous good fortune, when Krishna's appearance happens, the desires are fulfilled, but not the bhakti is killed or covered completely. So ultimately, if they have desires, then they go to wherever their destination is without forgetting the Lord. That's my understanding, Mataji. And eventually they will reach. Not everybody will instantaneously reach.
So you're saying in general, whether it be Lord Krishna or Rama or any other incarnation, you're going to... Okay. I was particularly asking about not just whatever you said, but about that Prabhu was emphasizing that this is what is Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy. So Krishna is the only merciful, he's so merciful that only when the demons get killed through his hand, they are assured the spiritual kingdom. But any other incarnation, you might find out that it is not possible that they will go directly to the spiritual world or something.
5:19:8, please. The same thing. The same verse that we started with, Prabhu. If you go to the translation, please. Therefore, I'll read the Sanskrit just for once. It's so nice. Suro suro vyapyatava naro naraha sarvatmanaya sukritagnyamuttamam bhajeta ramam manujakritim harim ya uttarannanayat koshalandivamiti. Translation. Therefore, whether one is a demigod or a demon, a man or a creature other than man, such as a beast or a bird, everyone should worship Lord Ramachandra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who appears on this earth just like a human being. There is no need of great austerities or penances to worship the Lord, for he accepts even a small service offered by his devotee. Thus he is satisfied, and as soon as he is satisfied, the devotee is successful. Indeed, Lord Sri Ramachandra brought all the devotees of Ayodhya back home, back to Godhead Vaikuntha. So everybody came back, including who had his darshan. So.
Okay, so this verse specifically talks about devotees, but you are saying whoever got his darshan, even the demons who got killed?
Otherwise, his words, samoham sarva bhuteshu, will be proving false. How is it that the demons are not benefited? The other thing is, he says, even if Ravan comes and seeks shelter at my feet, then I will forgive him and I will be satisfied. And if he is satisfied, then what happens? Devotees go back to Vaikuntha. So in that sense, he is always satisfied because he is the Supreme Mother and Father. And that is true of every Vishnu Tattva incarnation. There is no doubt about it.
So could you tell me the verse number, Prabhu?
5:19:8.
5:19:8.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu.
I can look up more verses to tell that. Is that okay?
Thank you.
Okay. Yes, that will be the last. We have to stop in 5 minutes.
What did Manthara have against Rama? Because she influenced Kaikeyi to only send Rama away before Lakshmana and Sita came. So what exactly did she have against Rama?
Nothing. She had this false notion that if Lord Ram becomes the king, then his mistress, her mistress, Kaikeyi, and her son Bharat would be persecuted and would be dominated, would be just become the servants. Acharyas say that she is a Amsha of Kali who just came to set forth quarrel and dissent amongst the Raghuvamsha. Other questions, comments? All right. So the last portion, or the few minutes that we have, we'll discuss a little bit about Mother Sita, because one of the questions that come up is that why did Lord Ram doubt Mother Sita, and she had to go through the test of fire. So it is mentioned that when Ravan came, as we were discussing earlier, Mother Sita is the mother of the universe. What little demon can capture and kidnap her when her expansions are Durga itself, who can hold the whole energy. So when Ravan came to kidnap Mother Sita, it is mentioned how Sita left that body, and a material form of Mother Sita just manifested that point of time. And that material form of Mother Sita was kidnapped by Ravana. And that was the same person that lived there. And Lord did this so-called Agni Pariksha, so that when the fire came and Mother Sita entered, it was the material form of Mother Sita that entered, and the pure Mother Sita came back, and she was reunited with Lord Ram. So every pastime of the Supreme Absolute Truth is pure and transcendental. Janma karma cha me divyam, evam yo vetti tattvataha, tyaktva deham punarjanma. So Arjuna. So Krishna is saying that my activities are transcendental. They are neither meant for in a malicious way, nor the Lord is disturbed or by envy or enmity or hatred or some sort of punishing attitude against anyone. So, but his activities are such that they are most charming to his devotees and most bewildering and more dangerously fortifying the atheistic tendency amongst the non-devotees. Look, this is what he did. His pastimes are so bewildering, and that is where they come in. Oh, the Lord did it, we can do it. But so just that understanding of Krishna's pastimes that comes to the mercy of Guru, then the Lord will reveal himself. Otherwise, his pastimes will be unknown or hidden because of the envious attitude. And the same thing is mentioned by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Bhakto sime sakacheti rahasyam hitaduttamam. Because you are my friend and my devotee, you will know the secret. Otherwise, the secret will remain as a secret. So we will stop here. I am so grateful to all of you for coming to ISV today to participate in this beautiful ceremony of Ram Navami, where we glorify and we remember and we, more importantly, seek shelter from the core of our heart to the Supreme Personality of Godhead to give us protection and to give us fearlessness from the hard existence of this material existence. So with all the faith that we can gather in our heart, with intense and fervor devotion, let's raise our arms and chant the Maha Mantra very loudly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much. And so the next part of the program will be the offering, the MSF offering. The devotees in ISKCON Silicon Valley, headed by SKP Prabhu and Malini Devidasi, go out on book distribution every weekend, and they are pleased to offer the results. So we ask to move all the asanas and then maintain pin drop silence so that we can hear the results. And also we have a humble request that the gap between Srila Prabhupada and to the deities be open so that Srila Prabhupada can see the deities. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. If we can have Prabhus on the right side of Srila Prabhupada and the ladies, mothers, if I can have all the mothers on my left side, please. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. If you can hear me, all the mothers on my left side and all the Prabhus on the right side, please. And we will request Krishna Purushottam Prabhu to come forward, and we can have Jai Madhava Prabhu or Pavini Sakti Mataji, Pavini Bhakti Mataji, if you are here, please come forward. Do we have Jai Madhava Prabhu in house? Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna, if you can hear me. Hare Krishna, if you can hear me, please face Srila Prabhupada. Mothers on my left. Hare Krishna. Please come forward as much as you can. And we'll have Jai Madhava Prabhu lead us into the monthly Sankirtan offering.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept our most humble obeisances at the dust of your lotus feet. All glories to your divine grace. On the most auspicious occasion of Navami, we are gathered here to offer the results of our MSF, which was conducted for around a month. Brahmasimhita 5.39. Rama Dimurti Shukala Niyamena Tishtan Nanavataram Akarot Budoneshu Kintu Krishna Swayam Sambhavat Paramapumanyo Govindamadi Purusham Namaham Bhajami. This is a verse from Brahma Samhita in which the incarnation of Lord Ramachandra is described. Ramadi, not only Ram, but there are many other innumerable incarnations. They are compared with the waves of a river. As the waves of the river or the waves of the ocean cannot be counted, similarly, how many incarnations are there of the Supreme Lord, it is not possible to count. But out of them, the principal names are mentioned in the Shastras. Therefore, it is said Ramadi. Ramadi means Rama and also other. many incarnations. And they are existing. Not that one incarnation appeared and it is finished. No, not like that. Just like Lord Ramachandra appeared on this planet, say millions of years before, he appeared in the Treta Yuga. Treta Yuga means we have passed only 5,000 years of this age, Kali Yuga. Before that, there was Dwapar Yuga. Dwapar Yuga means 800,000 years. And before that, there was Treta Yuga, which continued for 1,200,000 of years. That means at least 2 million years before Lord Ramachandra appeared on this planet. With blessings of His Grace Vaishika Prabhu and Her Grace Nirakula Mataji, Bhakti community continued to inspire newcomers to pursue Bhakti through various weekly programs this MSF. This MSF, the Bhakti On program, continued the 12 daily affirmation series and provided an overview of how to use the Success Sadhana app. Around 50 people attended these programs. This MSF, a new Bhakti Circle Discover Your series was started. Bhakti Circle is a 32-week program that systematically introduces Bhakti Yoga to newcomers. Around 50 people attended these programs. Success Sadhana continues to inspire corporate newcomers who find much needed spiritual nourishment through these programs. The discussion topics included the Golden Monk series and Spiritualize Your Senses. Around 60 people attended these programs. In the Women's Circle, value-based women-centric stories from Srimad Bhagavatam were discussed, including truthfulness and loving relationships. Around 15 people attended these programs. Our Spanish Bhakti community, Comunidad Bhakti, completed the first Spanish Bhakti Circle series, and they are planning to start the second series. Bhakti community's sole purpose is to associate newcomers with Vaishnavas so that newcomers can progress in Bhakti Yoga. Vaishnava Sangha Lava, or VSL, is a metric that measures how many times a newcomer comes in association with a Vaishnava through a devotional service class. For this MSF, we are happy to report that Comunidad Bhakti achieved 570 VSLs. Hari Bol. Around 20 newcomers attended Comunidad Bhakti programs. For this MSF, we are very happy to report that Bhakti Community Silicon Valley achieved 1,516 VSLs. Bhakti Community has now grown to 567 members. More than 55 newcomers attended close to 15 Bhakti Community classes. We are eternally indebted and grateful to all the volunteers, room leaders, speakers, mentors, and book distributors who work tirelessly every day to fulfill Srila Prabhupada's mission and spread Krishna consciousness in the Western world. We also want to thank our donors who help us maintain the Bhakti community. And finally, our most heartfelt, sincere gratitude to His Grace Vaishika Prabhu and Her Grace Nirakula Mataji. It's only due to their presence, leadership, and motivation that Bhakti community exists and is thriving. Hari Bol. We pray at your lotus feet to bless the Bhakti community to help spread Lord Chaitanya's mission to every town and village in the Western world. Bhakti community gets the opportunity to serve newcomers due to the tireless efforts of the book distribution team who introduced Bhakti community to these newcomers. Now, SKP Prabhu will present the book distribution results.
Theme: in keeping with the mission of spreading Krishna consciousness and giving mercy to the souls, Team ISV organized massive book distribution in respective locations. Goals: the Team ISV goals for this MSF were distribute at least 25 Srimad Bhagavatam sets, plan for Rama and drama for this MSF. We are very pleased to report that all these goals have successfully met. To realize these goals, ISV devotees held Harinam Sankirtan performance in Palo Alto, chanting the holy name and spreading the sound vibration. They conducted massive book distribution over 3 weekends, going door to door, distributing Srimad Bhagavatam sets and Srila Prabhupada books. Team ISV distributed 36 Srimad Bhagavatam sets. Yeah, Team ISV Kids, and collected $6,755 in Lakshmi points. Team Motel Geeta attended the Hotel and Motel Restaurant Trade Show in South Carolina, Cyberweb Hotels, who allowed us some space for Motel Geeta. And they also helped the Tennessee and was able to get many book orders for Team Motel Geeta. Western Sankirtan team distributed hundreds of Srila Prabhupada books via traveling Sankirtan, Laguna Beach Sankirtan, and Farmers Market, Multicultural Festival, Mountain View, Los Gatos Farmers Market, Cambodia New Year Celebration, Oakland, and also Pizza Market, San Francisco Sankirtan, Festival of Santa Cruz, Oregon Traveling Sankirtan, and Oakland Easter Celebration, Cherry Blossom Festival, and Japantown. Both adults from various teams, Team ISV, Western Preaching, Motel Geeta, and other ISV departments, as well as Kids Sankirtan, participated in door-to-door book distribution. And also devotees planned for the Ramayan drama for April 21st weekend. As we made this offering of this MSF results, we are pleased to report that the books and Lakshmi goals had met and surpassed. In all, total results summary. Total 75 devotees participated in book distribution. Team ISV distributed 46 Srimad Bhagavatam sets. That includes 7,388 book points. Team ISV collected 10,618 in Lakshmi points. We thank all participating devotees, donors, and Sankirtan leaders who contribute this MSF. And at last, but not least, we owe our gratitude to His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu and Nirukula Mataji for inspiring everyone to go out on Sankirtan.
We thank
Ram Navami Mahamostav ki, Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan Bhagavan ki, Lakshmi Narsinghadev Bhagavan ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaur Premanande, Hare Hare Bol.
We thank Jai Madhava Prabhu and Bhavini Bhakti Mataji for making a wonderful offering on this auspicious Ramanavami day from the Bhakti community. Also, we thank our fearless leader, Malini Devi Dasi and Krishna Purushottam Das, and wonderful corporate leader, Shraddha Devi Dasi, kids leader, Kameshwari Devi Dasi, Mayapur Prabhu, and many other leaders at ISV for leading this thankless but fearless effort and inspiring and encouraging each and everyone to make a difference in the Srila Prabhupada's movement. So please give them a heartfelt round of applause. Now Monisha will lead us into the Gaura Arti. So everyone can face towards deities, please. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Kiva Jaya Jaya Gaurachane Arati Shobha. Kiva Jaya Jaya Gaurachane Arati Shobha. Janavi Tatavane Jagajanaloba. Janavi Tatavane Jagavanaloba.
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, नामाय श्री श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की, प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवत्ति गौर भक्त वृंद की, श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की, वृंदावन धाम मथुरा धाम की, श्री श्री नवदीप मायापुर धाम की, जगन्नाथपुरी पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र धाम की, श्री श्री अयोध्या धाम की, गंगा माई जमुना माई की, भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की, श्री श्री राम नवमी महामहोत्सव की, सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की, समवेत भक्त वृंद की, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. Hare Krishna. Please be seated for nursing a prayer. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Namaste, Namaste,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It is such a nice pleasure to see you all again here. Such a nice turn around on this beautiful evening on the auspicious day of Ram Navami. So we wish you happy Ram Navami. We also thank all those who have joined us online as well, and also again thank you for coming to ISKCON of Silicon Valley. So let's give a big round of applause to everyone. So we started today's celebration at 4:30 a.m. with Mangalarti, and then we had a Japa circle with Darshan Arti and then the Ram Bhajans. And then we started our evening program at 3 p.m. with beautiful bhajans, and then at 3:30 we had a nice discourse by His Grace Srivas Pandit Prabhu. So let's give him a big round of applause and express our gratitude. We'll also like to thank Monisha for bringing us Gaura Arti and a nice kirtan. Hare Krishna. We also like to thank Avantika for beautiful Nrsimha Arti. So anyone coming here for the first time? Okay, we have some devotees here. Okay. Thank you all for coming again. We have 3 days a week program. Wednesday evening is online. Saturday morning starting at 6:15 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. and Sunday 3:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. So if you have any questions, please reach out to one of us. My name is Shri Gopal Das, or you can reach out to Hansapriya Mataji, and we also have Sachindra Prabhu, who must be helping out outside. If you have any questions, please do reach out to us, and we would be happy to assist you in any way we can. Hare Krishna. So we have some announcement regarding the festival preparation by Hanspriya Mataji, and she will also announce a couple of sponsorships. Hare Krishna.
Happy Ram Navami. Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
Okay, so I know that Shri Gopal Prabhu mentioned that we had a program started 4:30 a.m. and we are not done yet. You have wonderful prasad waiting for you. I know you're waiting eagerly for that. So without delay, I just wanted to bring it to you, few things to your attention. That on this Ram Navami day, actually, how many years ago we moved here? Who remembers that? 9 years. We moved here in 2012. 2013. So today is our 9-year anniversary. And there's more, but I will tell you later. Okay, and then I also want you to know that this beautiful decoration on the altar, that's actually every festival is led by different devotees, helpers, but it's led by our Brajavilasini. She's here and she's going to give you a quick insight what it takes to put this decoration together. You don't know who Brajavilasini is, so I thought that today let's take a chance to introduce you these team leads that they have a small kids, but they're silently going on for many years, designing different designs. They are by professions, they are architecture or therapists, but they're bringing this beautiful service to you and to the Lordship. So let's hear from her.
Hare Krishna. So me and Kalakili, who is sitting there, we lead the decoration team, and it's actually not us who lead it, but the wonderful group of volunteers who have been working with us like many years, who actually lead the entire effort. We come up with a plan, but they are the one who make much improvisations, and the output is what are all the ideas collectively put together. So we have a group of 8 to 10 volunteers, dedicated Matajis, despite work, kids, and many other services that they are all juggling with, are here every time, staying, although the decorations may look simple, it takes us like an entire day to put them together. And if it's a bigger festival, we work for a couple of days together to put everything together. And yesterday was a little special. We had our older boys help us with, and the beautiful Prabhupada altar was put together by Advait Srinivasan and Avanish. The most exhausting part is once you are done with this is the cleaning. You want to clean up everything and be prepared for the Mangalarti next day. And yesterday we had Aname, Nihar, Abhay and Artyan help us clean, put our boxes back in the shed, mop the entire floor. We actually left, we usually don't do that, but they said, you can leave, we'll take care of it. So I'm so proud of all these boys. With decoration also are vases. These beautiful vases are done on a weekly basis. And if it takes us a day to put entire decoration together, on a festival day, the vases team takes an entire day to put these beautiful vases together. That's the amount of perfection that they aim at, and they keep working on it and working on it. Some days we are done earlier than them and they're still working on them. So yes, big round of applause to the vases team. The Vases team is led by Khushi Mataji and Krishangi Mataji. I don't see them here, but yes, they put in a lot of effort to put. Some days they do have to work with a limited number of flowers, but you never know anything that goes in the background, but what you see is a beautiful output that is offered to the lordships. So, and also I want to give a special mention to the Garland team. On festivals, on Sundays, we have a dedicated Garland team headed by Krishangi Mataji, who puts together these beautiful garlands. It may seem like we are just working on 6-7 garlands, but they work in parts, and each part takes about an hour for them, and then they put together one whole garland. One garland may take about like 4 to 5 hours. That's the amount of finesse they put into each garland. They bring in like the best small flowers and they keep adding and adding. And these are dedicated Matajis who dedicate their weekends to do that. Everybody wants a break on weekend, but these Matajis, give up going outside, give up going to any of the home programs that they're invited. They're there Saturday, starting at 12. Sometimes they finish probably at 12, but they're always there doing it. Yeah, so big round of applause to the Garland team. Again, we have festivals every month. We have things coming up, and we're always looking for volunteers who would like to help us. And if you are anytime looking for a service in decoration vases or garlands, please feel free to reach out to me, to Kalakili, or to Krishangi Mataji. Thank you.
So thank you very much for the wonderful flower team, decoration team, garlands, everyone. It's really, I want you to have this insight that what it takes, and I want you to hear from them directly. So another experience that I want you to have, and I know that every festival I won't share this, but I want you to know what it takes to put things together. So same goes for the cooking. We cannot cook unless it's been prepped, chopped, and everything organized for us to cook. And we do this on daily basis, my husband has a kitchen business. So we do this in daily basis. But for the volunteers to come forward, organize it, and then keep everything together properly so then we can execute. So integration happens, execution happens. You think it just happens in corporate work? No, it happens in our day-to-day services. And the chopping and prepping things, that's been led by Sukhamala Mataji. So let's hear from her that how she can share the insight of this chopping and prepping.
Hare Krishna everyone, happy So you know it takes a village, and it seems like every festival, the amount of chopping and cutting keeps increasing because our temple is growing. And it used to be like 100, 150 pounds, now it's 200 pounds. Next festival it'll be 250 pounds of all vegetables to be cut and chopped. And I'm so happy and grateful that we have a dedicated team of volunteers that comes the day before the festival, no matter what. They come straight from work if they are working, and they stay till midnight or till whatever time it takes to be done. But we could always use help. So we really want help. And you won't believe, it's like a small family. The Garland team is here, the flower team is here, we are in the back, and then we all get together for prasadam. And it's such a lively atmosphere. It's even better than the actual day when we hardly even see anyone. So I really humbly request if any of you would like to come in the day before the festival, even for a couple of hours, whatever you can spare, we would be really grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sukumara Mataji. So this is not soliciting pitches, okay? This is just something for you to know what happens in the background, right?
My apologies. I forgot to mention about very important set of devotees that who make our design come into a reality inside the altar. Not everybody can step into the altar. Those are our pujaris, Hari Sankirtan Prabhu, Shimanthani and Divya Kumari Mataji, who pujaris have really tough job inside because we cannot step inside. We have a design in mind and they have to execute it according to our satisfaction. They tirelessly stay inside until everything is done. Some days deities are even put rest late because we are not satisfied, and they're still working and working and working. They make sure that it's up to the satisfaction of the devotees, and then they step out of the altar. So I want to really thank our pujaris who every festival. And then another important service that nobody notices is to bring down the decorations. That's again another important aspect that we're really looking for volunteers to help us with. But there's one person we always text, call any time of the day, and that Prabhu says, Mataji, don't worry, I'll take care of it. Our Charu Nimai Prabhu, who is with the broadcasting, he's the one we reach out to. Yeah. And there are days when our flowers come in early, they need to be put into buckets. Again, these are little things that, need so many volunteers with. He's our go-to man. We call Prabhu, please put them in the buckets. It's like, yeah. It seems like it's a small job because the volume of flowers that we have, putting just the flowers in the bucket takes about 2 to 3 hours. So yeah, thank you Charu Nimai Prabhu for your help and, for always, being our go-to. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. And what to speak of the cooking? The cooking actually in the small kitchen, since we have outgrown, it takes a couple of days to prepare the feast that you're going to be honoring today. And it's not just that we work during a day. I know that Arun Prabhu yesterday was here till 2 a.m. in the morning. So if you enjoy the sweet rice, please do thank Arun Prabhu. And also if you do enjoy the gulab jamuns today, do thank our Kameshwari, who's been there from 4:30 a.m. till 2 p.m. non-stop. And there is a group of devotees who's making wonderful kachoris and puri in the kitchen. And dear Radhavalla Prabhu, who has an asthma attack, but he still came and made the sabji and dal for you. So this is a wonderful feast of Prasadam. And truly, this is a mercy that is given to us by Srila Prabhupada. So we can't thank enough to Srila Prabhupada and to Vaishnavas that we associate with, to giving and inspiring and working in cooperation. The more important thing is that we work together to please Srila Prabhupada. So thank you very much for joining us for the Navami festival today. Okay, since I already told you what's in the feast and I can see you guys drooling, so I'll just go to the sponsors of today. So today's Ram Navami festival has been sponsored by a couple of the family of community members of ISKCON. One, we have Sudeep Prabhu, if he's around. He's sponsoring for Siddhi's birthday. Is she here? Okay, they're not here. I guess they will be around, so we'll give them their gift. And guess what? Ram happens to be whose birthday? And also Avantika's birthday. So we hear and enjoy the kirtan from our youth. Our youth are decorators, they are singers, the kirtaniers. Now they are getting into the cleaning and mopping also. So they are our future leaders, they're driving us. And Avantika is one of our future leaders, and we are grateful to have you, Avantika. And Avantika's birthday happens to be today on the 10th of April, and happens to be on the Ram Navami. After 19 years, she got the birthday and the tithi-wise and date-wise on the same day. So happy birthday, Avantika. What's that? Who? Oh, it's Vishaka's birthday too. Happy birthday, Vishaka. Okay. We'll have Sri Gopal Prabhu lead us into the more sponsors. Prabhu, carry on. Yeah, Swaraj is sponsoring Avantika's birthday today.
Thank you, Hansapriya Mataji and the team for beautiful announcements on the volunteers. So we have few more sponsors. Mohan Rao Keta is sponsoring in the memory of his father's disappearance day. His father's name is Keta Kanthaiya. So please come here, and we'd like to acknowledge your sponsorship. Thank you. We have a beautiful frame for you, and we will pray for your fathers. And you have any message, anything that you would like to say?
Thank you, devotees. Hare Krishna.
Okay, please. Yeah, if you can move a little bit back. Yeah, we have some space. Thank you. The next sponsor is Dipesh Shah Prabhu, is sponsoring in the memory of Her Grace Haripriya Mataji, especially for the feast, because Her Grace was very interested in feeding the devotees. As you all know that she recently disappeared from this world. She is the mother of our dear Hansapriya Mataji. So we like to thank Dipesh Prabhu for sponsoring this lovely feast. The next sponsor is Harish Prabhu, is sponsoring on behalf of his daughter's birthday, Nilanshi. Is she here? Nilanshi? Yeah, please come forward. And also I'd like to announce another sponsor. He is not there in the meanwhile. Ruchir Prabhu is also sponsoring. So let's thank him in the meanwhile. Hare Krishna, Nilanshi. How old are you now? 9. Good. What do you like here at the temple?
Krishna Katha.
Oh, very nice. And what grade are you in?
3rd.
And are you planning to invite your friends to the temple? Maybe sometime, okay? But wish you a happy birthday, and we'd like to give a small gift. And thank you for sponsoring. And thank you, your father, for sponsoring. Okay? Would you like to say something?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Now, we also have Vinod Prabhu is sponsoring on behalf of the son Abhir and the daughter Ira's birthday, and also on the occasion of Ram Navami. So if you are here, please, come. Vinod Prabhu recently moved here. It's a beautiful family. And how old are you?
8.
Excellent.
8
Are you twins? Oh, excellent. Same birthday, huh? Excellent. Thank you. And here is your gift. Okay, it's a CD. Okay, and we wish you a happy birthday. And I will, okay, let me give you a frame, okay? Here. All right, is that okay? Okay, thank you. Thank you for sponsoring. Please. Okay, also we have Shri Om Prakash Sharma and Manjula Sharma, who is visiting from India. They are sponsoring, actually the mom is sponsoring on their son's birthday, whose name is Manishi Sharma. So we like to invite either Manisha, Manjula Sharma or Manish. Okay. So Manishi is coming here. Thank you. Again, thank you for sponsoring. We wish you a very happy birthday. Prabhu, please come. And thank you. If you have any message, you can, I don't want to embarrass you, but yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Manishi, and wish you a happy birthday and hope to see you again. Okay? Hare Krishna. Thank you. I think that's it for the sponsors. Before we go to Prasadam prayers, if you like to volunteer for cleaning services, after the festival we need some helping hands for cleaning the temple and the kitchen. If you can spare some time, please see me or Anspriya Mataji. Okay? Hare Krishna. And now we'll go to Prasad Seva prayers. Monisha, can you lead? Hare Krishna. Or Avantika, anyone can lead the.